Hello everyone, this is CJNovo992 and today we're back for another brand new video. And look, we're not just here to do the first SPFL preview of the season, which is always a great thing to have here right on the channel, and it kicks us off really for the old season. But if you actually look at it, the preview and especially the opposition couldn't be coming at a better time, with so much questions that's actually out there about the squad. Can we do this? Can we break down 10 men at the back, etc, etc. I mean, Cinderella's slipper didn't fit as well as Livingston coming up the road to Ibrox this weekend to answer that question for us. And I think the longer you watch today's video, the more that will become clear that this is the perfect opposition at the perfect time for everyone associated with this football club. But before we really do dive into the old oppositional preview, as always, just a friendly reminder, if you do enjoy the channel, or if you find yourselves enjoying this video at any time, please consider hitting that like button or hitting that subscribe button, or if you could do both, that would absolutely be sensational and help us close the small gap that's now existing between us and 60k. We're almost there, ladies and gentlemen, so any help would be greatly appreciated. But diving in to the old oppositional preview, obviously Livingston come into this game, come to Ibrox ahead of us in the league, as they picked up a point on opening day with probably the most Livingston style performance you will ever see versus Aberdeen, especially if you look at the stats and statistics. I mean, Aberdeen people went to the Tony Macaroni and left with 0 shots on target, people. 0. Which is an incredible statistic and something that needs to be applauded, people. Livingston, that is a tremendous way to start the season defensively, not even allowing the opposition to get a sniff on target. GG's regarding that aspect, and that shows you the type of defensive prowess that they have still got. It doesn't matter who they lose in the summer, what this pundit says, what everyone expects is Livingston to struggle. When it's go time, they certainly go, and I think they deserve a lot of credit for the way they started the season off. But I would be sitting here and I would feel very disingenuous if I sat here and said that they just parked the bus and I left it at that, because if I just left it saying Aberdeen got 0 shots on target, what you got in your mind? Livingston parked the bus and just never allowed Aberdeen to get anywhere near it. But that's not really what happened in the game of football. I'd actually argue, people, Livingston were the better of the two sides on opening day and could and should have won the game, because not only did they get more shots on target, which again wasn't very difficult, they actually had more shots overall in the game, and again had clear-cut opportunities to win the game, but they just never took it. But it was just such a David Martindale-esque side, people. Tall, physical, athletic, put their bodies on the line, and it's the exact test that we will be facing tomorrow when they come up the road to Ibrox. And despite me obviously expecting a slight tweak in their overall approach in the game of football, I just sat and watched that Aberdeen game and I says that's exactly what we're going to see. A lot of long balls. It's no pretty football, it's anti-football, whatever you want to call it, people, but it's effective football. Again, it doesn't matter how many pretty passes you get and the possession you get. The only stat that matters is the actual scoreline, and that's what Livingston aim to fix. That's the only thing they actually focus on, and again they created major opportunities through the long ball, through hitting nobly on the stretch, making them run a channel, bringing in others they play, and that's exactly the blueprint of what I'm expecting to see again tomorrow. I'm expecting them to be a little bit deeper than they were obviously at home versus Aberdeen, because there was points they hung in, but there is points of committing men forward, and I think what we're going to see is a lot of a counter-attacking football, and this isn't going to be groundbreaking to anyone, people. Everyone watching this video knows as soon as that whistle goes, they're going to sit in 2 banks of 5, hit nobly, use his biggest asset, which is bringing the ball down, holding the play, winning cheap free kicks and getting his team up the park. Everyone knows that's what we're going to face. Well, almost everyone, ladies and gentlemen, because if you look back at the Kilmarnock game last week, we were seemingly shocked and surprised that Kilmarnock was sitting in and parking the bus and looked lost and out of ideas. And this is where a lot of the frustration has came this season, and for me, why I think this is such a perfect opportunity and a perfect test to rubbish the rumblings that's going on because of what happened last Saturday versus Kilmarnock. A bad game doesn't make you a bad team, ladies and gentlemen, but bad games start to make you a bad team. So we had an improvement, in my personal opinion, on Wednesday. Now it's time to build upon that and make a complete performance against a very stubborn, disciplined Livingston style. Again, if we're taking as slow as we are in the tempos with the throw-ins and the set pieces to organise and all that stuff, it's only suiting one team, ladies and gentlemen, and that is Livingston. And that's why I think it's such an important game versus such an important opposition, because there is no point in building a team that plays pretty football, that can spring it here, here, here and here. This is our bread and butter. This is 99% of the domestic league that we play and what we face. The moral, there's no point building a team just to play against Celtic, or building a team just to play European football. If we want to win trophies and we want to get a stranglehold back in Scottish football, this is the dross that we need to build a team for, to actually beat. It's against this level of opposition, it's against this style of play. Again, all the pretty possession in the world is irrelevant. It's about building a team that's able to hurt and break down these teams on the regular, and that is where this team will be judged. This is where these new players will be judged, and that's of course where Michael Beale will be judged as well. And that for me gives me the perfect opportunity to translate away from the Livingston overall conversation to the Rangers end, because again there is a hell of a lot of discussion points and aggression and frustration that's actually out there. I shared some of my frustration based on Saturday, but if you watched the entire video, not little tidbits or anything like, you knew where I was going with this. It's still very early on the season, we're still embedding a lot of players. I mean, Ange Postecoglou's Celtic side, when he brought in all those players, had the worst start of a Celtic manager, I think, of all time. Maybe you can correct me in the comments section, but it certainly was the worst start in a very long time, losing on the opening day. But it took a while to embed all the players and get them up to speed and how he wanted them to play. And I think after seeing glimpses on Wednesday, and again it wasn't an unbelievable performance, but there was glimpses there, I finally sat back and I went, right, I can see what we're actually trying to do. And I think that was a lot down to the balance that was set on Wednesday night, having one sit back, no two. Michael Beale, this is Scottish football now. You need to continue that brave mindset and make sure you get the job done. And I know we've talked a lot and we've heard a lot in press saying, well, we need to pay respect, we need to do this, we need to have balance. And I'm not trying to be that guy that shows absolutely zero respect to the opposition, but I just wish our Rangers football team, especially with the wages and everything, the money that we spend on these teams, we should be looking at the likes of Livingston. Again, no disrespect, but licking our lips and thinking, right, let's just absolutely batter them. We shouldn't be balancing our game to try and counteract what Livingston could do if we've got a throw-in at the edge of their box. For me, that's embarrassment, ladies and gentlemen. We're Rangers football team. We've got to have the mindset that we can just outplay and destroy every single team that we actually face. It should be the opposition teams that's sweating, building plans and ideas and everything on how we are going to do. We shouldn't be trying to counter and think, well, we've got to slow Tavernier down when he wants to throw, because we need Lunny at this point, need this point in case Kilmarnock counters us. That's embarrassing for me, and it needs to be shaking out the actual squad. We need to get the mindset that we're Rangers and get back to being the aggressive, rampant Rangers side that I think Gerrard really started to implement again in the squads. So for me, I hope lessons were already learned so early in the season. If you're playing the likes of the Lundstroms or Ryan Jack, it's one. Just sit one there and allow Cantwell and Raskin to go anywhere on the park and influence anyone, because you saw what Cantwell was able to do on Wednesday night. Again, it wasn't a perfect performance overall for the team, but pretty much every single thing positively I can think of, you could see Cantwell was the guy to inject it into the entire squad. So for me, we saw glimpses, we're built up now, and I'm expecting the next jump up. Whether it is the perfect game of football, I highly doubt. I still think we're in for some ugly wins and some ugly performances, but I just want to see progression in the Rangers times. I'm not wanting the manager sacked, I'm not wanting this, I'm not wanting this boy dropped, I'm not wanting his contract ripped up. Some of the hilarity that's actually out there, I'm not saying anything, but I just want to keep seeing our Rangers team build and get better and better and better, and I genuinely think we will go in that way. But last Saturday wasn't good enough. This Saturday, it has to be. I honestly don't know how I'll look in the next thumbnail if we're sitting with two Banks or two holding midfielders, I should say, versus Livingston people. It can't be that way. Let's just get back. Let's play the attackers that all played on Wednesday. Let's keep giving them minutes. Let's keep feeding them, even if they can only play 45, 50 minutes. Build them up that way. Start games off and get them experience of what they're going to be. Again, it's not all sexy European nights for all these players. This grind that they're going to face, the two Banks of 5, is what they will be judged on as Rangers players. That's the only thing that really matters in our season, especially this year, people. It's these types of games. So I want to see all our best players going out there. I don't want to see folk rotated for European football. This is what matters most. This is how you're going to get the players acclimatised to this league, and that's what needs to be done in my personal opinion. But what about you? Let me know your thoughts and opinions going in to this game of football. Do you think I'm talking a lot of nonsense? Do you think we need to rotate the squad heavily? Do you think we do need the balance in midfield to counteract the likes of the SPFL? Do we need two holding midfielders? For me, No, we genuinely didn't, in my personal opinion. But what about you? Let me know your thoughts and opinion down there whilst you let me know your predictions as well. That would be absolutely sensational. For me, again, I'm not expecting a phenomenal performance, but I want to see a step up from Wednesday and a bit longer domination, whether it is one half or not. I want to see an upgrade from just running the game for 20 minutes to running the game for 60. That would be nice, and we can slowly build up to destroying games for 90. That would be sensational. I'm expecting a scoreline of Rangers 3, Livingston 0. I'm going for it, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm expecting Dessers to get back amongst the goals, along with a cheeky goal for Sam Lammers. But that's it. That's my thoughts and opinions in the game of football. What about you? You know what to do by now. And as always, I will see you tomorrow after the game. I've been CJ over 92. Thank you so much for watching, and bye-bye.